Hi and welcome to Old School Blues Guitar. It is time for the acoustic lesson for October, December through December 2021. I had a request for a song by R.L. Burnside called Skinny Woman or Skinny Woman Blues. I am not very familiar with R.L. Burnside. I've heard of him and I've heard of hill country guitar, but I just haven't got into it much. And I had a request to teach this song, and I am basically just trying to figure it out without much help at all. And if you really want to get into this style, there's a guy named Tom Feldman who does arguably the best acoustic blues videos that are out there. And you can see some samples of his work on YouTube. He's got some free lessons that he's posted, but his DVDs are the best. And I know he just did one on hill country blues. So I'll do my best here to honor the request, but I'm not promising anything. I'll just go through the song and show you what I've figured out, what I think he's doing. I was lucky enough to be able to watch some video of R.L. Burnside, I think from the 1980s, where he performed this song, and I listened to 2 or 3 different versions trying to figure out what's going on. So here's my best shot at this. First of all, if you're trying to figure this out and you're getting nowhere, it could be because it's in open tuning, and it's an open G or Spanish tuning. And to get to that, you've got to tune your strings differently. We've got a D on the 6th string, on the 4th string, and on the 1st string. So we've got 3 Ds. And then we've got a G. We tune our 5th string to a G, and we keep our 3rd string at a G. And then the only other string we have to worry about is the 2nd string, and turns out we don't have to worry about that at all. You just keep it where it's at. It should be a B. So when you strum the guitar, what you've got is an open G, a G chord. Now this tuning is used a lot for bottleneck, guys like Charlie Patton and Robert Johnson and others. You can also play, all kinds of regular blues in open G, really cool stuff. Skip James, again, Robert Johnson and others. And John Lee Hooker, he played a lot of his stuff in open G, open A, basically the same kind of tuning. And so on Skinny Woman, he's playing in open G. Now what I'm going to do for this lesson, if you want to call it that, is I'm going to show you what I figured out. There's basically 4 parts to this song from what I hear. There's 3 different licks that he uses throughout the song, and then there's a part that he plays while he's singing, and that, strangely enough, is the part that I had the hardest time with. There's a rhythm that I just don't think I've quite got yet. And so I'm going to show you some possibilities on that and what I think's going on, and you can play around with this. I have no intention of playing this song, at least not yet, so I'm not going to invest a whole lot of time in it. I'm just going to try to show you what I think's going on in case you want to figure it out. Okay, let's get to the licks. The first lick that I have tabbed out goes like this. Playing something like that. And what I'm doing, let's talk about the bass first. I can't really tell for sure what's going on with the bass, so I'm just doing what I'm comfortable with and playing a monotonic bass on the open 5th string, and I'm muting that with my right hand palm, resting that on the strings down here on the guitar, or up here I should say. And what I'm doing with the right hand is sliding into the 3rd fret. Now I'm in open G tuning, 3rd fret, 1st and 2nd strings. Check the tab out for the coordination between the bass. You're actually pinching this first lick, I think, like that. And then it's going to do a pull off from the 5th to the 3rd fret on the 1st string. Like that. And then that last lick is just a bend up on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string and then open. So we got something like this. And that's the first lick. And he does the song and he'll sing a verse and then he'll go into these instrumental breaks where he'll play these 3 licks that I'm going to show you in different sequences. A couple times, depends on which version you're listening to. He'll start off with that lick. In fact, one version I know he starts the song out with this. And he'll typically play it a couple times, maybe 3 times, and then move to the next lick. So that's lick number 1. The second lick that you hear is very similar, and it goes like this. So what I'm doing here is that same first lick with the bass still on the open 5th string. Now I'm going to the 5th fret of the 3rd string, 3rd fret, open. I got that bass thumping the whole time. Now I've just practiced this song a little bit, and the tricky part that I see is the transitions when you go between these different licks. That's something you probably have to work at if you want to play this song. Now the third lick that I'm going to show you from this song is one where he uses the bass strings, but this is really cool. I think this is the neatest part of the song. He does something like this. Right there. And what I think he's doing is starting on the 5th fret of the 4th string, and I'm going to use my thumb to get this. He kind of slides it down, and then he brushes up with his first finger. I'm using finger picks here just to make sure that it's loud enough for you to hear. R.L. Burnside plays with his bare fingers, or at least he does on the version that I can see in the video. You could do this however you want, but what I'm doing is using the thumb pick, and I'm brushing up, and then getting the open 5th string. So we got this. That little lick there. And you hear those open strings going. That's the nice thing about open tuning. You can strum anytime, anywhere, and it's going to be in the right key and sound okay. So we're doing this. And the next part, we're going 5th fret of the 5th string, 3rd fret, with a little bend, open. So if I play it without the treble strings, we've got, check the tab on this. Now when he does these other 2 bends, he's going to do that little roll again with the open, 1st, 2nd, maybe 3rd string, and then the bass in there. So we got, notice how I do that. That's what I hear at least. And it makes sense because the right hand is going and in rhythm, and that keeps the rhythm going, and it also fills up the space. So we got 3 licks that he's going to play. We got this one. We got this one. And then we got this one. And that is what I think makes up most of Skinny Woman, at least the versions that I looked at. Now there are a couple places where he does little variations. There's one where he pulls off the 1st fret of the 2nd string. You'll hear that, and that's a simple little lick you can do in open G. Can't remember exactly how he does it. Listen to the songs, the different versions, and you'll come across that eventually. Now the part that I struggled with is the rhythm part. And I cannot tell exactly what he's doing. He kind of covers it up. I think what I do here is something like this. What what I do here is the slight bend on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, and then the open. As far as that goes, not much is being done with the left hand. You're in open G. So my guess is he's muting the strings with his left hand, maybe his right hand palm. He's just kind of keeping that percussive rhythm going with his right hand. I don't know if he's tapping his foot. Looks like he is at the same time, kind of like John Lee Hooker. And somehow he's getting this rhythm. I hear this. What I have trouble with is when I try to play along with the different recordings, I have trouble getting that in time to match the time on the song and the vocals. I think if you're singing this yourself, you can do whatever you want here, as long as it sounds good and keeps you in the rhythm, because you can sing whenever you want to. But as far as the originals go, that's one part that I have trouble with. My guess is he's just kind of almost playing the strings like a drum. That's what I get. Maybe getting a little tapping in there. That's something I am not good at. I have not practiced that at all. Keeping that, like the hand, tapping the guitar, providing some percussion. Maybe there's a little bit of that going on. Depends again on which version you listen to. There is a video, and I'll attach that on Facebook, and I'll also attach it here on YouTube where you can watch and see what you think. So there you have it, the last lesson for 2020. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, let me know. And I'll be back again in March or so, 2021. Hopefully next year will be better. And I will have another acoustic song. I've got another request for a Lightning Hopkins instrumental, so I'll start working on that, and we'll tackle that together come the new year. Take care. I'll see you again in March.